Fakes left, now taken off. Oh, run for it. Got it. There it goes. The 6 or the 10 to 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Welcome everyone to episode 31 of the Buds Mafia podcast. We're filming here, a nice chill Sunday kind of afternoon. If you see me turn and see Jackson looking ahead, we're watching the FedEx St. Jude championship, and hopefully we can kind of, near the end of this episode, it'll be pretty close down to the wire of what's going to happen right now. I think it's Schaeffer and Spawn are tied at the lead in Fleetwood. But yeah, very long weekend, probably the longest weekend of my life. This weekend, had a nice little birthday night on Friday, chill little pool night. Then last night was my brother's wedding.
Shout out Jack.
Yeah, shout out Jack and his incredible now wife, Megan. And also it just had to be the hottest day of the year. We're wearing 3-piece, all black tuxedos in 40-degree weather. We battled it out. We got these fucking hand-powered fans that are incredible. I think because I'm going to Portugal next week, that's definitely getting put in the bag. It lasts 7 hours and it's up to 5 speed and it blasts. Like it was huge. So clutch. Like on the dance floor, in that picture I showed you, it looks like a mic. That's a fan I'm holding.
Show the people. People. They want to see it.
Yeah. So this is the picture I got from last night. That's me with my shirt off, and that's my brother Jack with his kind of head in the air, and that's a fan in my hand. So the night was going really well. All my duties went well. I had to hold the rings, which I was horrified about. Because you don't want to dig too deep in the pocket, so I kept it right at the top so I can hand on the rings. We got to the venue like 1:30. There's I don't know if you know, but the Skyway was completely jam packed. There's a construction, so usually it should take us 20 minutes to get to Stony Creek. Took us like an hour, but we planned for that. We got ready in our room. The AC in the building wasn't the best, which I'm not here to complain about. Yeah, everything went well. My speech went well. Got some cheers, definitely. I was anxious about the rings. The rings happened, and then I felt fine. Then I was leading up to the speech, which was just hours of just anxiety. Then after the speech, it was go time. It was dance floor time. There was fireworks at 10 o'clock, which was awesome. And then, obviously, if you've been to a wedding, shirts slowly come off and off. And then I think by the time it was Mr. Brightside, every single guy's shirt was fully off. It was Mr. Brightside. No, sorry, it was Pink Pony Club of guys that fuck it. My whole shirt's coming off. Pink Pony Club, then Mr. Brightside, then at ABBA, and then Love Story, and then it was just a gong show. It was a slippery mess in there. It was fun. And you know what? I want to do a free ad right now.
Well, here we go.
So my brother uses these pills a lot. I think Spin Chiclet's actually sponsored by these pills. These No Days Wasted pills are incredible. Like I drank obviously from like noon to 2 a.m. last night. I woke up at like 8, 9 a.m. and I felt phenomenal.
I was so surprised when you texted me. Dude,
it's
you
crazy.
Woke up before me, and all Taylor and I did last night, we did literally nothing. We went over to her parents for a bit in the afternoon. We went out and bought some clothes for our engagement photo shoot, which is like up in August. Nice. And then we made hot honey chicken tenders, and Taylor made mac and cheese from scratch, and we sat and watched Perfect Match the new season and did that, and I had a few drinks, and then I fell asleep at like probably 11:30, woke up at 11:30. I got 12 hours of sleep, and I woke up to a text from you, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy on?
These pills are phenomenal. You take one before you go to bed, or kind of like near the end of the night. You take one in the morning. Like I'm tired, like that's not, but like hangover, like nauseous, all that, none of it. It's crazy.
That's
and huge. I had like amount of shots and everything we did was crazy. And I felt fine. Woke up, had breakfast, and I was ready to go. I'm exhausted.
That's huge.
I had like 6 hours.
Did you stay over there? Was there like rooms at the venue?
No. It was in Stony Creek, and it's like 20 minutes on the way back. It sucks. So
that's not bad.
My dad got us a limo for the ride back, and they fucked up. And like it's like a $500-$600 service, right?
Yeah.
And he called the guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm still in Toronto. I didn't even have your reservation." My dad's like, "Oh, perfect." So he didn't show up.
That's exactly what we need.
So he called an Uber, and me and my brother were heavily debating an after party at somewhere, but I was exhausted. He was kind of down, but his new wife was like, "Jack, we aren't going anywhere." It's a long session, and dude, like we get there at 2. The girls show up at like 9. am. It's crazy how long
Yeah,
they're
well,
there for.
it's hilarious because Taylor was talking to me about, obviously I'm getting married next May. Taylor was talking to me about how she's gonna get ready. And I was like, well, I think I was talking to my barber, and I was like, any chance you could like come to Hamilton and just freshen up the mullet before I get married? And he was like, you're just getting married in Hamilton. Why don't you just come to the shop before? And I was like, all right, sounds good. And then Taylor's like got hair, makeup, everything, all that. I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah, like I go to my usual lady, Sheila. Shout out Sheila. She did me and Jack very good. We did the mullets as well, or at least I did. And the day of, she said, come in for free. Let's shape up the beard a little bit, stuff like that. I don't need much. Put a little gel in the hair, a little hairspray.
Pretty beautiful from the outside, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, hey, if you need a guy to do a speech, I'm practiced now. I'm ready to go.
No, dude, I need my brother to do a speech so bad.
ChatGPT did me well, but yeah, so yeah. Not so for today, again, like if you'll remember, this is our last podcast for 2 weeks. I'm heading over to Europe. And when I get back, it's like all hell. Like it's full throttle when we get back.
What
right?
a putt. Tommy just drained like a 20-footer for birdie.
Ooh, 3-way tie at the top.
It's huge.
I root for I want him to win so fucking badly. I love Tommy, and to win the St. Jude, or is this for bird or is this for par? Let's see. Oh, Scheffler's got like a downhill slider, like 10-footer, 15-footer for birdie for the solo lead. So yeah, there'll be a lot of just live reactions, a lot of just seeing what the hell happens, a lot of dead air.
A lot of dead air. It's all right. I'm going to talk about football a lot.
Yeah, so today's going to be a lot of football, a lot of golf. There's not a lot of hockey news. It's kind of that dead air between, rookie camp, training camp. Ooh, burn the edge. Yeah, a lot. It's kind of dead air right now. A little bit of that. I was talking with Jackson earlier. I wanted to talk about some hockey fantasy kind of buys and sells, but it's way too early. It's like almost exactly 2 months till the start of the season. So when I get back, our next podcast will be September 1st. Record September 1st, release September 3rd. And then that's the month leading up, and that'll be a good time to kind of start that hockey fantasy projection. And that's also week one. We'll give out some picks, some our lock of the weeks. We may just have to start over and then just start a fresh NFL lock of the week. I think I just don't want to look at 7 and 22 anymore.
Yeah, we'll put that in the archives. We'll put that in the archives.
Yeah, we'll put that in the archives. And I think Jackson's going to go over some fantasy buys and sells, maybe some sleepers and stuff like that. But quickly, just some kind of small hockey before we get into the good stuff. First overall pick, Matthew Schaeffer, signs his entry-level deal. I was a little shocked. I thought it was a little too soon. I didn't know what the rush for this was.
I was surprised, too. I feel like, especially in the NHL, you don't sign the entry-level deals right away when it comes to rookies.
And also, again, like, I'm not too sure, but he still can't play in the AHL. I think he's still too young. I don't think that CBA deal kicks in yet. He could go play college. Like, again, we talk it all the time. All these superstars are playing college. Next year, NCAA is going to be crazy. And I don't see the rush. Like, you can still wait till training camp. You don't have to sign him. He can do training camp. He can see where he fits. I know he only played 17, 20 games last year. I know in those games he looked phenomenal, like in World Juniors and everything, the games he played. But I just don't see the rush. Maybe they're super confident in the kid. But even if they sign him, he can still play in the OHL. He can still play in the CHL. But I just don't. But now he can't play NCAA. He can't because he's under contract, and then he can't play college anymore. So I thought it was too soon. But who knows? Maybe they're super confident. They're like, no, this kid's good enough to play. And if not, they're okay with him playing in the CHL because no matter what, he's going to play more games than he did last year, right? So, end of the day, I think they're confident in him. He's still going to be a stud. And I don't know I know you don't follow World Juniors like I do, but I know last year we had a big disappointment. Our team wasn't as stellar as past years, but this upcoming World Junior team is a joke for us. I think ridiculous. You have Beckett Seneca, Tij Aginla, Matthew Schaeffer, Sam Dickinson, Zane Perek, Michael Misa, Michael Haig. This team's a joke. Yeah, obviously, Gavin McKenna, Curtin Verhoff. Yeah, this team should be loaded. I'm not too sure about goaltending, but who gives a fuck? We'll figure that out. So another little tidbit, Canucks signed Vitaly Kravtsov. He was a 9th overall pick to New York almost 10 years ago. And he's arguably one of the biggest busts in New York Rangers history. As a guy who was 9th overall pick, literally did nothing.
I was going to say that's the first time I've ever heard his name. So
yeah, there you go. And we'll see if he can revive his career with the Canucks, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't have much else for hockey. It's kind of weird to talk before we record. It's kind of that dead air between kind of training camp or rookie camp and training camp. There's not a lot going on. Maybe some entry level deals, but I think with preseason NFL and the playoff of golf right now, I think we should kick it right into the NFL. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get into it and get through some talking points first here quick, and then hop over to some preseason games, some stuff that happened throughout training camp and joint practices and stuff. And then we're going to break down towards the end. We'll break down the AFC North and South, two pretty good divisions. AFC South's not as good, but AFC North definitely a good division. But yeah, so quickly, one of the bigger headlines, I think it was George Kittle came out on Bussin' with the Boys earlier this week and said the NFL is banning smelling salts. And it's not actually that the NFL is banning smelling salts. It's that they're not allowing organizations providing them to the players. So you're still going to see smelling salts on the sidelines, but you're not going to see like trainers and athletic trainers and medical staff on the sidelines with smelling salts. I think I was talking about this with some guys at work, and I think the reason is because the smelling salts can raise your alertness. Obviously, if anyone has ever taken smelling salts, as soon as you take it, it kind of wakes you up. And I think the push against it from the NFL in organizations providing them is if a player gets hit in the head. I think you may see the same thing in hockey too. But if a player gets hit in the head and then they have smelling salts on the side, it might wake them up and because all NFL teams have spotters like doctors in suites and stuff who have binoculars and literally watch for guys after they get hit in the head, see if they're wobbly. Then they'll call down to the bench, make sure that guy's taken out for some plays, make sure they go through the protocol. So I think that could be the reason. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure. It's not going to change a ton. Like you've really seen kind of the proliferation of smelling salts get bigger and bigger throughout the NFL over the last few years. But you see it way more in hockey. Hockey, it was kind of always a thing, have smelling salts on the bench. I've never, even throughout all my years playing football, I've never had smelling salts. I've only ever used smelling salts in the gym before I was lifting heavy. It's not really a huge thing though. So, Bud Colley just hold out for birdie. Anyway, so yeah, we got some small stuff, some injuries. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford dealing with an aggravated disc. They're hoping he's going to be ready to play for week 1, but keep an eye on that. Stetson Bennett has looked pretty good in training camp. I didn't really look at what his numbers were or if they put him in. I assume they put him in the preseason game. But yeah, obviously, you want your number 1 quarterback, a guy who's been there, a guy who's won a Super Bowl, kind of perennial, probably going to the Hall of Fame. So keep an eye on that. And then a huge blow for the Chargers. The Chargers have lost Rashawn Slater, their left tackle. He's out for the season with an ACL, I believe. So their plan is now, Harbaugh came out and said they're going to move Joe Alt, who was their first or second round pick. I believe first round pick.
No, he was like 5th overall last year. He was like a top 10
unbelievable
pick.
Offensive lineman. They're going to move him out to left tackle. So they should be good, but it is a big blow. Rashawn Slater was pretty good. So,
well, he just became the highest paid O lineman in the history of the game, right? It's
really tough.
I know he's an O lineman, but I just want to talk about people who draft fantasy teams before preseason or during preseason. I know he's an offensive lineman, but there's so many. I think it's criminal if your fantasy league drafts during preseason. You're guaranteed at least a few season injuries.
Dude,
we're drafting our fantasy. We're drafting September 1st, Labor Day, right before week 1. I think it's the perfect time to do it.
I have Monday, September 1st. We record the podcast. Then I have a fantasy draft with this league, another fantasy draft with another league. The next day I wake up, I have another fantasy draft, and then that night I have another fantasy draft.
It's pretty sick, though. That's a lot of studying.
Dude.
That's a lot of studying.
Let me tell you, my teams are going to look really similar. It's ridiculous.
But our fantasy, on Friday when we were out, we kind of discussed what our punishment would be. And I think we talked about it last week. Let us know what you think of this idea. I think it's almost clear cut. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to do, because it's 12-man league, we're going to do an 11v1 paintball match.
Yeah.
Or at least like a gauntlet or something. Like either he just fucking runs through an obstacle like end and end and we just rip him, or it's a full on 11v1. I heard an idea where it's if you hit him, you're out. And like so everyone gets a chance to hit him and you dwindle down to the last guy. So basically everyone gets a shot, but I also don't mind the gauntlet. Depends on whatever the place that we go to will let us. I'm sure they'll let us do whatever we want. But yeah, let us know anything about that idea. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. I was also thinking about it when I got back. Like we need to get a costume or something that they have to wear to make sure. So when they run through the middle, yeah, I'd love that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. So yeah, I like the costume. I've only paintballed like once or twice. It's very fun. I haven't played it in probably like 8 years ago, probably even more. Honestly,
so we were talking about it at the bar, and it killed me when Owen, one of our buddies, looked at one of our other buddies and said, "Should we bring our own paintball guns?" And I was like, "God damn, I'm not coming last. If people are bringing their own equipment, no, thank you."
Yeah. Some lads got their own strap. So we'll see. I'd prefer outdoor paintball than indoor, but we'll see kind of what. I don't even know what paintball array. I know there's one in Burlington, but I'm not sure where else there is. But we'll figure that out. Yeah, moving on here.
Yeah, some more news for the Chargers. Keenan Allen comes back. I think it's a 1-year deal. Smart. Get a veteran wide receiver. He has history with Justin Herbert, so that's smart.
It's hilarious. Sorry, the pick they received for when they traded Keenan Allen was for Ladd McConkey, a 2nd-round pick, and now they just bring Keenan Allen back. So the Bears really just got nothing from this whole situation.
Not at all. Some bad news for the Vikings. Jordan Addison gets suspended for 3 games for a DUI, and then also in their preseason game, I think yesterday, Rondale Moore got carted off with what was like an apparent knee injury. I don't think anything's come out of it yet. So yeah, back to your point, drafting before preseason is over is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Browns sign another quarterback. We're going to get into both of the Sanders debuts here when we get into the preseason, but they signed Tyler Huntley, which I think the main reason for signing him is he will be a backup quarterback in some way, shape, or form. There are going to be cuts to be made. And with the way that it looks, it's either going to be Pickett or Flacco. So yeah, we'll see what comes out of that. I think we talked about this last week. So Kyren Williams he was looking to get a new contract. He signed his new deal, 3 years, $33 million. Good deal for him. Good deal for the Rams. He's a good running back. I've always liked him. I bet on him a ton last year. He was almost a lock for a touchdown every game.
TD. Yeah, anytime TD. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, Teddy Bridgewater coming off the suspension for, I don't know if you saw what he was actually giving the kids. It was ridiculous he came out and said what he was doing and the reason why. He's like, I treated everyone like they're my son. And if it was my son, I would want him to have these things. And there was a budget for every player for like the amount of, it's like $750 for Ubers for 1 week or like stuff like that. It was insane. We were breaking it down at work one day last week and it was hilarious.
What did Teddy Bridgewater do? What are you talking about?
You didn't know this?
No, or maybe
he got suspended from high school, like being a high school football coach, because he was paying. I'll look it up so I can have the actual details.
Didn't know this. This is crazy.
You didn't know this at all?
No, it doesn't sound familiar. I knew he was coaching high school. I didn't know there was something I can't. Maybe I forgot, but it doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yes. Okay. So I'll run through it real quick. So he got suspended as a high school head coach, and so basically as soon as he got suspended, he signed with the Bucks, which was hilarious. But yeah, he was suspended as a high school coach for providing Uber rides and meals to players. And his point was, I'm a protector. When I decided to coach, those players became my sons. So yeah, somewhere someone broke down what it was that he was giving. But yeah, it was like Uber rides, meals, stuff like that to all these players.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, big birdie putt from Fleetwood for the lead.
Huge. So yeah.
I didn't know. That's crazy. That's hilarious.
I thought you knew that. That's my bad.
I didn't know that. That's hilarious. But yeah, so now he's back. He's back with the Bucks.
Back with the Bucks.
He'll be backing up Baker.
Yeah, I gotta love it.
Team Baker.
Yeah, I'm going to stick to fantasy for the end of it because
Yeah, I agree.
You could go on and on forever. But yeah, some news from the Bills. James Cook suited up yesterday, but he talked to Sean McDermott and did not want to play. Said he would warm up with the team, not going to play. I think the deal's going to get done before the year starts. If it doesn't, the chance of him leaving come the end of next year, I think, is very high. But yeah, we'll see where that kind of goes. The Bills played all right yesterday. We're going to get into that when we break down the preseason games. But I wanted to talk about this. There's usually a lot of fights and brawls and everything in training camps. And like, even when you're just doing, your team, but the joint practices seem to get quite out of hand. So there's kind of three that I have kind of broken down here. So early on last week, early on this week, Mike Vrabel, the Patriots were in their joint practice with, God, I can't even remember. It might have been the Commanders. And as soon as there was a fight, Mike Vrabel got in the middle of it to break up the brawl, and a picture got out and kind of went a little viral of him holding a Gatorade towel up to his face because he was all bloody from breaking up the fight between players. Hilarious. And then you got kind of the opposite end of the spectrum with the Bears and Dolphins went at it. The Bears also absolutely whopped the Dolphins. What looked like Dolphins fans are going to hate this, but I don't care. I hate the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah. There's a slow motion video that came out of Tua throwing a pick to former Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. And it was so funny because when the video first starts, it looks like it's going to be an absolute dot to a receiver. And then it's just straight. There's no receiver in the camera view. It's literally just Tremaine Edmonds. So yeah, lots of fights in training camp. You usually see that though, especially with how hot it's been recently. And then also just you're tired. You're competing every day, day in and day out. There's guys who are on the fringe for roster spots. There's guys who know they're going to have a roster spot. But like, I think what it was, Von Miller and a like rookie O lineman got into it. And then like at the Commanders Patriots joint practice, and that's what led to a bigger brawl. But yeah, and then even in these preseason games, Xavier Legette, who kind of got famous, like he's a great receiver, but he got famous for his country kind of lifestyle, loves horses, says he eats raccoons, says he eats roadkill, stuff like that. He got ejected for an on-field brawl during the Panthers-Browns game. So yeah, just kind of crazy emotions. This NFL season is going to be absolutely just fantastic. I cannot wait. And we kind of got a glimpse of that with these preseason games. So we'll jump into kind of what games have happened here. So the Ravens played the Colts. Ravens beat the Colts 24-16. I don't believe Lamar played. But kind of the big storyline coming out of this game was Anthony Richardson got absolutely fucking rocked and is now day to day with a dislocated pinky. If you've seen the photo online, his pinky looks like a thumb. It is going sideways. It is horrible. So yeah, the Ravens, Keaton Mitchell, he got injured last year. I think he tore his ACL, and he had previous injury problems as well. But he was absolutely dynamic, going off, like looked gross. So I think the Ravens are going to be a problem. Going to be a crazy Sunday night football game, week 1, Ravens Bills. You had the Eagles and the Bengals. Joe Burrow actually played. I believe he threw for like 150, had 2 touchdowns, one to Jamar Chase, one to a tight end. Looked really good. And then his quote came out afterwards that he said it was just an average day. So that's pretty well Bengals. Bengals are a dominant offensive team with absolutely zero defense and do not care about their defensive players. Raiders and Seahawks, I didn't really pay attention to this one. It was kind of a whatever game for me.
Yeah.
I think it ended in a tie, 23-23. Yeah, I didn't really care about it, but kind of cool. Pete Carroll going up against this old team. There's a photo of Geno Smith when they're walking out of the tunnel, flipping off fans. You see Pete Carroll in the background, smiling ear to ear. So the Raiders could have something going. But yeah, then we get to the Browns Panthers, and this was we were at the bar, and I had gotten to the bar a little bit later than everybody, and Shedeur Sanders had started the game. I think he threw 2 touchdowns, had like 150 yards, looked pretty good. There's some small, it's the same thing with any quarterback. Like there's some small passes that, just the accuracy wasn't there. Couldn't really get it to the receiver in time. But I think that's jitters that come with playing in the NFL.
His
overall.
scrambling wasn't the best. I think he was tested in some third and long situations, and his scrambling kind of lost some yards, turnover on down situations. But he definitely threw some dots. Like his 2 touchdowns are good.
Yeah,
he definitely. Really, but definitely, for a first game, I think he'll take that all day for how he played.
I agree.
So I don't know what his completion was. I think it's like 14 for 20 something, 14 for 21, but I think very solid. Like, definitely over 50%, I think, for his first debut.
Really not bad. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm still thinking for the Browns, like it's going to be a little tough. Flacco didn't even play, but you could see, someone posted a picture of Flacco grinning ear to ear after Sanders threw a touchdown pass, and then just Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel sitting on the bench, like clearly upset. And the caption was, "You can tell Sanders is Flacco's rookie." So yeah, Lions Falcons game, kind of a scary injury. Seems to be okay. I can't remember what the defensive back's name was. Scary injury, so the game got suspended. Falcons and Lions, they both looked all right. The game started with the Falcons up, I believe. Like, I think the Lions are going to be good again. There's no way they're not. Reports are coming out of their training camp that Aiden Hutchinson is just ridiculous. Supposedly, they made an Aiden Hutchinson rule that if he blows a play up immediately, they have to play. Dan Campbell said if they didn't, the offense would get absolutely no reps. So, who knows how true it is, but he was obviously very good before he had that horrible injury last year.
He was the favorite. I think at that point he was like the favorite to win the defensive player there.
Yeah.
And the guy was named Maurice Norris was his name.
Maurice Norris, yeah.
I think he's stable and everything. It was pretty scary, but I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, he's good. And then over to the Patriots Commanders game. Big thing I saw from this game was just the start of the game. Trayvon Henderson, return, very first touch in the NFL. Doesn't matter. That's a preseason game. Ridiculous. Patriots win 48-18. It was crazy, though. I looked up the box score, and I was sitting there, and Drake May got in, and then all the Patriots backups got in. And I was like, man, there's not a single passing touchdown. I was so confused. And you look, and there's a kick return touchdown, and then there's like 5 rushing touchdowns. So Patriots might have something brewing with their run game. Obviously, they got Trayvon Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. It'll be really interesting to see this Patriots team coming up. I'm really excited to do the AFC East breakdown because I think I got some stuff that's going to surprise people. I hate that the Patriots might be good again. I told my coworker who loves the Patriots, you guys don't deserve to be good. You need years of suck. So I don't know. It looks like they're on pace to be pretty good. All right. This is what I kind of been waiting for. So yesterday, I went and let my dogs out in the morning for my parents, and then I came back here. Taylor was outside on the balcony with her friend. So I was just sitting there, I played guitar for a little bit, and then I realized the Giants-Bills preseason game was on. So I found a stream to watch it on YouTube. And when I turned it on, Mitch Trubisky was dialing it up. I can say convincingly that all 3 Bills backup QBs played pretty well. Mike White probably played the least efficient in my opinion. But yeah, the Giants ended up beating the Bills 34-25. Frank Gore almost scored a late touchdown, and we would have seen an onside kick for see if they could tie it. Doesn't really matter to me. It's preseason. Defense definitely needs some work. Out of this game too, like Jackson Dart played.
Yeah, he threw some dots. Yeah, he threw some dots.
He rushed for like 20 yards. He had over 150 yards throwing, 2 touchdowns. He was really, really good. Josh Allen didn't end up playing. But the defense does need some work, in my opinion. Obviously, you're playing against backups. Joey Bosa did get in there for, I think, the first series. And I don't know. I'm still confident in this Bills team. Tyrell Shavers, who I think when we played the Broncos in the wild card game, he broke one for like 60. He was 2 for 70 yesterday. Looked good. I think he can kind of come into his own on that receiving core. Josh Palmer, everyone else played, like all the receivers played. But what really stood out to me, Frank Gore Jr. went off. He had 5 for 50 receiving, 5 for 21 rushing. Kind of that bully kind of back that we need. Same kind of running style as Ray Davis, a little bit smaller. But I think if you have Frank Gore Jr., who can kind of be a put him where you want him kind of player, play him when you need him. I think Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, obviously James Cook, that's like the big three that are going to get it done. But, injuries, stuff like that happens all throughout the season. If he's not bad to slot in wherever you need him. So overall, I think the Bills did all right. Giants look pretty good, but you're playing against second stringers. But I think if you're a Giants fan, you got to be pretty happy with your quarterback room and how it looked. Like, honestly, out of all the QBs, I think Russ played the worst. Like, Jameis had a touchdown. Tommy DeVito had a touchdown. Jackson Dart had a touchdown. And Russ didn't have a touchdown. So, I don't know. It was an interesting game for me. But yeah, if you're a Giants fan,
Did Scatterbo get in there? Did he have any good plays? I don't remember.
No, not really. I think he played in the beginning. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I think Singletary was kind of more of the feature back.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then moving on down here, we got Vikings, Texans. The big storyline out of this was J.J. McCarthy hadn't played for 364 days and looked pretty good. He was kind of dialing it up. Vikings won 20-10. It'll be interesting to see how the Vikings end up turning out. I think J.J. McCarthy will be good, but just not having that experience and actually playing a regular season game, it'll be interesting to see kind of what goes on. Obviously, he's got a pretty good offense around him. It'd just be that O-line protecting him and then get the ball to Justin Jefferson and let him go. But yeah, big thing out of the Steelers and Jags game, Travis Hunter did line up on both sides of the ball. He did get stiff-armed to the dirt a couple times.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. But he did look pretty good. I think, again, it's just the thing you're going to see with any rookie coming into these preseason games. You're going to have jitters, especially guys who have the most amount of kind of pressure on them. Some guys will rise to the top. Some guys will kind of fail under that pressure, make it a little bit more difficult. Please don't go in. But yeah,
you don't want Tommy to hit that par putt?
No, I didn't want fucking Scotty. Oh, I'm behind you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, Travis Hunter lined up on both sides. He did get a few grabs. He made some plays. He wasn't horrible. They're definitely going to play him more at wide receiver. That's for certain. I think even he's like the third or fourth string cornerback on their depth chart, and he's probably going to be lined up on there. There's just, you don't have an explosive guy, kind of like that and not put him in. And then also Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal, but the record will not count towards actual NFL record because it is in preseason game.
Yeah, so Justin Tucker had a 66-yarder, I think, is the record currently.
Yeah, we don't speak about him.
No, he's massage.
Him and Deshaun are sequestered in their little corner of the NFL and massage partners.
When they show the clip of it and they zoomed out, like when you see like the width of the field or like the length of the field, it looked insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
70 yards is crazy.
Well, and like Justin Tucker's it bounced off the crossbar and over and in. Whereas
Little's was pretty clear today. He cleared it pretty good.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So, also from the Bills game, you had Ray Davis kick a field goal. I forgot to mention that. Ray Davis, they're running back they drafted out of Kentucky last year. He's currently the backup kicker on their team right now. So, and then we go over to the Rams-Cowboys game. I really did not give a fuck about this game other than CeeDee Lamb.
Crazy.
Was
leveled.
Hype up the crowd, and he got absolutely decked by an official. The Cowboys are in shambles. And I was listening to the radio the other day, I was listening to SportsCenter this morning. The commentator was like, I bet you a lot of Cowboys fans wish that was Jerry Jones. It's like, yeah, probably. We're still waiting to kind of see what happens with Micah Parsons and Terry McLaurin. But, other than that, Bucks played the Titans. Bucks destroyed the Titans, but Cam Ward, it is insane. So Shedeur Sanders got a Nike ad. Nike reposted stuff on Instagram from his preseason debut, and Cam Ward was number 1 overall pick and absolutely torching the Bucks secondary in the very first series. Him and Calvin Ridley looked unbelievable together. That's going to be kind of a sleeper pick in fantasy for me. Obviously, the upside potential is not crazy high. But I do think that Calvin Ridley might pop off this year, just considering that Cam Ward is going to feed him the ball. Shiloh Sanders also showed a lot of promise. Even head coach Todd Bowles said when he went out there in the second half, when he got his debut, he deserved everything that he did was just, I think his very first play, he got a quarterback hit and pressure, played well. Overall, I think he will. That secondary room is so stacked that it's going to be tough to crack that roster. But I think if you are the Bucks head coach, you're probably going to take a bit of a chance on him. At least keep him on the practice squad. Let him get more reps. I think he has the talents to be a very good.
I've just been hearing more and more better things about him throughout this offseason.
Yeah.
I know he was drafted in the 6th round.
He was undrafted.
Like that.
He signed.
I'm sorry, yeah, he signed.
Undrafted free agent.
And during the preseason, people are saying hey, he's doing better. I think his quickness isn't there and everything like that. But I heard his coverage is solid, and apparently he's been grinding. And I think people are saying he's getting better every single time he's out there. Yeah, people say he showed promise. Like you said, it's a stacked secondary. One was stacked in that division, or at least the whole league. But
it's going to be tough.
You got to keep him along.
Yeah,
Good for him though.
Yeah, I'm pumped for him. I like Shiloh Sanders a lot better than Shedeur.
Yeah. Even though I will say Shedeur has impressed me a lot. He has somewhat changed a lot of his attitude, a ton. He was I hated him, but now honestly, I think he knew he needed an attitude change, and now it's just every press conference hey, I'm just doing what I can for myself, and hopefully I can make it hard on them. His attitude changed. Obviously, there was that. I always saw his interaction with that news reporter who only says negative things about him. People are kind of taking that a little too seriously. Yes, he called him out on it, but at the end, he did smile, give the guy a hug. I think people only clipped the beginning part of Shedeur kind of going at the reporter, but he did be hey, it's whatever, it's your job, but just give me some positive when I actually do something positive, right? Don't only show the negative.
Yeah, I agree. And you're going to see more of that too, especially with the way that the social media is trending around these players. But kind of finish it up here. Cardinals 20, Chiefs 17. Couldn't give a fuck. Broncos.
Murray looked horrible. I saw some stats about Murray looked horrible.
And the Chiefs. The Chiefs put Patrick Mahomes in after they fumbled the ball. The Cardinals fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. They're like, "Oh, here you go, Patrick Mahomes.
1 for 1 touchdown.
Go back shoulder fade and get a touchdown and get out of there.
1 yard touchdown.
I hope the Chiefs absolutely suck."
Me too.
Broncos 30, 49ers 9. Broncos, Jarrett Stidham. Broncos played unbelievable. Jarrett Stidham went out there, played gross. Bo Nix was in there for a bit. Every single 49ers quarterback who went in threw an interception and 0 touchdowns. It was literally Mac Jones went in. He had 106-something yards and an interception. Then a whole bunch of other guys went in and an interception. I just couldn't care less. The Broncos could be a problem this year.
Yeah.
Final preseason game. I'm going to wrap up. There's a few more going on today. I believe the Bears play the Dolphins and the Saints play someone. But Jets 30, Packers 10. The Jets looked good. Justin Fields looks pretty good. If he can stay consistent with this new team, I think the Jets can be good. But
we all know he can run the ball. It's just his consistency with his arm. His touchdown was sick. He's probably, I'm not gonna say he's the one of the best running quarterbacks in the league, but he's very good at getting up and down the field. But I think if he can stay consistent with that arm, the Jets can look solid. I'm definitely more confident in the Patriots, like we said earlier, in that division. But we'll see. I remember on the Steelers, sometimes he'll just go in, Field was go in just to get a 5-yard run or whatever yard run it packages for him. But can he be that guy on the Jets, their number one QB1? We'll see.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. The Jets the last few years have looked amazing on paper, and then they're just the Jets. So we'll see how it turns out. And then
they're the Buffalo Sabres of the NFL.
Literally. But yeah,
trade on paper, do nothing.
quick shout out Taylor Algersma, quarterback for Laurier. Took Laurier to the Vanier Cup last year. Last time a Canadian university football player played in a preseason game was the 1980s. Looked pretty good. He's in that battle for the third string spot on the Packers. It'll be interesting to see, even if he can't crack a roster in the NFL. I'm sure at some point he probably will. But we kind of saw this with Nathan Rourke, and I was talking about this with our buddy Nick as well when we were at the Ticats game on Thursday. He'll get a starting job in the CFL for sure. And that's kind of the football he's used to playing. He's used to playing 3-down football. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see if he can crack that roster and be the third string quarterback and learn behind Jordan Love and have a head coach in Matt LaFleur. Like, that would be insane for him. I think he can. I don't know about starting. It's just so hard to say, and especially so early on. I think he could be kind of a perennial backup. But if you ever transition back to the CFL, I think he could just be unbelievable. The CFL game is a lot different than the NFL. Yeah. Just due to the difference in rules, the amount of field. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to kind of see what happens with him moving forward, kind of towards the end, and when the final rosters are going to be made. I think he could be a practice squad player too.
Let's get him on the pod.
Sure. I definitely haven't talked shit about him before.
That's all right. That's all right. I definitely haven't.
But yeah, I think overall, like, you're kind of seeing the standouts to me is the Patriots kind of looking pretty good. The Bengals are just going to have a high-powered offense with zero defense. Bucks looked pretty good. Broncos, I think, are going to make that kind of jump. I think they're going to be a wild card team again this year. Especially just because their division's kind of so tough. You play the Chiefs twice a year, you play the Raiders twice a year. It's just like even though the Raiders aren't amazing, it's just still a tough division. So yeah, overall, I think it was like the first preseason games kind of gave us a little bit more intonation about what kind of the rest of the year is going to look like. I really hope that's not what the Bills defense looks like for the rest of the year, considering the amount of players we went and picked up. But yeah, I'd like to get into kind of that AFC North and AFC South breakdown.
Yeah.
And try not to power through too quickly because we don't got too much else to talk about other than golf, which I love golf. But I'm going to start with the AFC South because it's kind of the worst division in the AFC overall.
By a mile.
So you got the Texans, I was so out on CJ Stroud, but he is good. It's just their O-line is dog shit.
Horrible. He got murdered last year.
And they've made some additions, and I think they could be good. I don't think they're going to break 12 wins this year. I could be very wrong. They've lost Stephon Diggs. He was kind of obviously he got injured early, but he was kind of a big part of their offense early on. Joe Mixon is obviously going to be huge for them. And they added Nick Chubb, which Nick Chubb will be good for them. Very injury prone. I think a change of scenery for him is going to be good, though. Kind of revitalize his career, hopefully. I love Nick Chubb. Even when he was on the Browns, I really liked him. So I don't know. I do have the Texans winning the division. And then from there, it kind of gets a little confusing. I have the Colts probably missing the playoffs this year. And it's nothing against Colts fans. It's just that, like, it's so tough. They have the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And Anthony Richardson's already dislocated his pinky. Apparently, a story came out that he has lost some weight due to the fact that he stopped eating Skittles and junk food. And that's
good.
Yeah, or you could look like DK Metcalf and eat junk food and drink coffee in one meal a day. Like,
yeah, seriously.
You know, it's just so tough. Like, it's either you have Anthony Richardson or you have Daniel Jones. You know, like, I don't know. So I don't know. Like, the Colts record last year, they were 8-9. I would put them around maybe that again this year. They're not, maybe 9-8, not going to crack 10 wins in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Jags, I think, will be, if they're not better than 4-13, it will be wild. I don't have them as a double-digit win team, but like, I think the rest of this division is going to be tough. Like, I think the Texans win handily. Then the Titans and the Jags are probably like 7-10, maybe 8-9, both of them, and then it's kind of just a fight to see who wins the most games in the division overall to see who can get a wild card spot. That division sucks.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, like the Jags, they made the playoffs a few years ago. I mean, we'll see how Trevor Lawrence can do now with another weapon and Travis Hunter. See how he does this year. ETN had a very off year last year. He was pretty shit last year. Hopefully he can bounce back. But yeah, we'll see how they can. And Brian Thomas obviously had an incredible rookie season last year. So see how he can improve. Maybe him and Travis Hunter have good chemistry together. So we'll see. I definitely have Houston easily winning that division. I could definitely see the Jags moving up to 2 in that division, but I think the next 3 teams can be pretty even. I also can see Tennessee. I also can see Tennessee finishing the exact same record. So
yeah, it's so tough. Cam Ward looked really good though, if I'm being honest. So
I can't really name many players besides Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley on the Titans. Like I can't really name more.
It is a little tough. Yeah, it is a little tough.
They have Pollard, right, in the running back. Yeah, okay, that's all. I can name 3. There you go.
That's huge. Let's get over to the actual exciting division. I love this division.
I love it. The North.
Yeah, this division to me every year is always a toss-up. The reason being is that the Browns won 3 games last year, but one of those 3 games was a win against the Ravens. Same with the Steelers. Like the Steelers, you can say whatever you want about the Steelers. They will always be good as long as Mike Tomlin is their head coach. I do think they're going to be okay. I think the Bengals are going to win more than 9 games this year, though. So I think it's going to be a tight race between Baltimore and Cincy. I think Baltimore edges them out with a better roster, 100%. Just considering that the Baltimore Ravens actually care about their defense and want to sign defensive players. They got a great secondary. They got a pretty good D-line, some great linebackers in Roquan Smith. Like, I don't know. I see it Baltimore, Cincy, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. And I think Cleveland maybe wins 5-6 games this year. I got Cincy probably at like 10, maybe 11. And I got the Steelers probably at 10-7 again. I can see it's either going to go one way or the other. They're going to be 10-7 or they're going to be like fucking 2-15.
Yeah.
But I do think Rodgers can be pretty good. I think Metcalf and Rodgers will be pretty good together. Jalen Warren's a good running back. So, and the Steelers have always had a good defense. Patrick Queen is kind of the centerpiece. They got Minkah Fitzpatrick out there. They brought in Jalen Ramsey. They brought in Jonnu Smith, big body tight end. Darnell Washington, another big body tight end. And then they also, which Darnell Washington said that he wouldn't be afraid of playing left tackle, which is insane. And then they also have Freiermuth. So I don't know. That division is going to be tight. I think it'll be one of the tighter divisions in the whole like NFL, just because of the hatred that these teams have for one another. Like when the Ravens play the Bengals, they hate each other. When the Ravens play the Steelers, it is insane. When the Ravens play the Steelers, you always bet the under because it's going to be like an 18-12 game with like 5 field goals from each team. Like, ridiculous. So I don't know. I still got the Ravens winning. They're going to lose week 1 to the Bills. And I might have to eat my words on that one, but I've never been more nervous overall. But yeah, for fantasy wise, I'll just go quickly through some of my keepers on my fantasy teams. So this year we can talk about this because this is ridiculous. So you asked me to be in the league with our buddies. I obviously will want to 100%. So I'm in a league with my coworkers from my old job. I'm in a league with my cousin. I'm in a league with you guys. And then now at my new job, the office guys have come out, and they came out last Thursday and they said, hey, we're going to start a fantasy league. Do you guys want to be in it? I'm not going to say no. But now I'm in 4, maybe 5. I'm probably forgetting a league that I'm not already in. It is ridiculous. I told myself this year too, I'm going to cut back on the amount of leagues I'm in, and I have not done that. I've done the opposite. I have actually jumped up. And so I just want to know, it's probably insane. Taylor's going to hate me. Every single Thursday, I'm going to be stressed out setting 5 lineups for a bunch of different teams. All my teams will probably look the same because I'm going to get so confused by the time that 4th or 5th draft rolls around and be like, I don't even know who to pick anymore. But my one league, I got a 3-keeper league, and I had Bijan, I had Joe Mixon, and then I also had Brock Bowers. So those are my 3 keepers for the league that year, or for this year coming up. So I don't got to worry about a tight end. I already got 2 running backs, just wide receivers, which it's so tough. Like a 3-player keeper league with 12 guys is ridiculous. The amount of players already gone is insane. I'm going to be picking fucking Joe from accounting as my number 1 pick for a wide receiver. Ridiculous. And then my other league that I'm in is a 2-keeper league, and I got Saquon and Derrick Henry. So I'm pretty confident. I won that league last year.
Christ.
Yeah, I won that league. I don't even know how I got them. I think I took Derrick Henry in the first round, and I took Saquon in the second because no one took Saquon because they were worried that he's going to be shit. But yeah, overall, I mean, fantasy buys, I was going through like just overall kind of what the fantasy odds are for certain players this year. And you got the same kind of thing. Like obviously Jamar Chase won.
Yeah, I think it's a lock.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, they're all high value players that are going to play every week. Injury problems is where you run in, but that's where like the bench players come in. I think one of my kind of sleepers for this year, which a lot of people obviously like, I call him a sleeper. A lot of people were very high on him last year, is Malik Neighbors, wide receiver for the Giants. I think he's going to go off this year. He's got a ton of different quarterbacks with a ton of different experience. Russ has a great deep ball. He's kind of that good deep threat that the Giants need. I think he's going to pop off. And then a couple other ones, like I think, again, Ladd McConkey, unbelievable. And he's going to be high on people's list this year. Like these rookies from last year were kind of crazy overall going into this year. And then for some of my sells, like it's kind of tough to kind of figure out where people are going to go. Yeah, I'm not super high on like Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not super high on him.
What are your thoughts on De'Von Achane, or I don't know how you say his last name.
Devon
Miami. Achane. Like I'm looking at the kind of CBS in there. A lot of them have around that 5 or 6. I don't know. He didn't obviously have an incredible standout year last year. Still had a good year, but do you think he's a top 5 pick in most people's fantasies, or definitely, top 6 or 7?
It really depends.
Like, I'd rather Jahmyr Gibbs over him. Like, some guys having him over Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to be a top 5 pick this year.
Yeah, Miami's offense is so pass heavy.
Up and down.
Up and down. But when he really excelled was when, like, the year prior to last year. And that was when he excelled. And he does have that explosiveness, but I don't know. I think Miami's in shambles, man. Yeah. I really
you'd rather Jahmyr Gibbs over.
Yes, 100%. I'd rather Montgomery over Achane.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gibbs, I mean, it's not really a sleeper because I think he's most better top 5, but if someone picks him third, I don't think that's crazy. I think he's going to have a monster year. I think in the past, it's really been, and we talked about with my brother for the NFC North division, like it's been those 2 guys, and yeah, maybe Montgomery will get that first run or whatever that short run, but you saw Gibbs in the playoffs when Montgomery is out. He was a machine. And he can catch the ball. He's good off the run. Like I think he's gonna have a monster season.
Yeah, I agree. Some other guys who are kind of some sleepers, like I think Khalil Shakir. Even like I had him on my team last year.
Yeah,
it's consistency that is like on what the Bills' game plan going into that week is. But it'll be really interesting to kind of see how they use him. Obviously, he's still injured right now, but he should be ready to go for week 1. I'll probably take him. I won't take him early, though. Usually, he'll fall a little bit later. I think Keon Coleman is kind of he's got to have kind of a breakout year this year.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think Stephon Diggs is going to be good for the Patriots and is a sleeper. He's going to be good for when they're in the red zone. He's not going to have that explosiveness off the ball that he used to have, considering he's coming off the injury. Mind you, some of the stuff I've heard is that he's looking better than ever. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I think Stephon Diggs is kind of a good, later round bench player to throw in.
What about I want to talk about a few guys where you think, and maybe some tips for people drafting. Where do you think the highest, and where can you see Ashton Genty getting picked, rookie running back, 6th overall pick to the Raiders? Like, is he a top 15 pick?
No.
Is he not even a first round pick? Like, I know some CBS guys have him pretty high. I know there's been a history of some good first round running backs. Obviously, Saquon, Ezekiel Elliott, but those guys had historic rookie seasons. They had like 1,500 yards as a rookie. He's gonna get a lot of touches, but kind of where do you see his expectation in the league and also like in fantasy?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't take him in the first round. I probably wouldn't even take him in the second round, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's so tough, especially coming in. That team's kind of going through a bit of a rebuild. Like, his stats for the first game was like 2 carries for -1 yard. It's going to be a tough transition. It's always a tough transition in the NFL, but like, you see it with certain rookie running backs that they just boost onto the scene. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'd probably go late 3rd, early 4th. If you get 2 full starting, like if you have a 2 running back, I'm almost positive all leagues are 2 running back, but you have a 2 running back league, get 2 starters first if you can. Like, at worst, yeah, take them.
Some guy has a CBS guy, Heath Cummings. He has him 7.
Yeah, that's
I think that's fucking insane.
That's
I'd rather
ridiculous.
a lot more guys. Let me give you my sleeper. You're obviously more in the weeds for football and fantasy and everything, but my sleeper, I hear a lot of good things. I love this team, Tampa. I like Bucky Irving. I think he's gonna pop off this year. I think I'd rather Bucky Irving over Ashton Genty. I think he's gonna have a really good year. He really showed promise last year. I think Tampa Bay got better, so I really like him.
I think Rachaad White just got injured too, so Bucky Irving was really good last year. I really like him.
I had him in my fantasy, and he really was. He's a good receiving running back too. So I definitely like him as a. I don't know if he's really a sleeper. I think most people have him top 20, maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I definitely like him though.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting. Like when you scroll down some of these CBS guys' lists, it just gets really, really confusing. But yeah, I think running backs, obviously. Running backs, you're going to go either like Bijan is kind of the centerpiece of that Falcons offense. And then you have, Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to come back and have a great year. Yeah, I've watched some of the footage of him training. I think he's going to be really good. And then from there, like wide receivers, obviously CD, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. And then you can kind of go down the list from there. Like, it's a Malik Neighbors, maybe a Puka. Then it gets a little risky when you get into like a DK Metcalf or a Cooper Kupp or like these guys who are in maybe the later stages of their career who are on a new team. I think that transition is always more difficult, but those teams are going to tend to rely on that player. So I think for me, it would be a more of a DK over a Cooper Kupp kind of situation. But yeah, I think Stephon Diggs is going to be a corner piece of the Patriots too. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting year. Like, I'm going to try and draft differently for most of my teams. The one league I'm in where I have Saquon and Derrick Henry, I really just draft Bills players. Like last year I had Josh Allen, then I took Keelan Coleman, then I had Jamar Chase, then I had Dalton Kincaid, and I also had Dawson Knox. Yeah, it's just like, whatever. I got screwed when my bye came for the Bills, but like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. It'll be an interesting year overall for the NFL. Lots of headlines, lots of storylines, and I'm super pumped, especially as we get more into it. I like it. I'm going to get more into the actual breakdowns. Real quick as well, I want to just talk about the CFL. So we took our buddy Nick, me and my brother took our buddy Nick to his first ever pro football game. We went to the BC Lions versus Ticats last Thursday. And it was a fucking insane game. Insane game. Probably one of the craziest games I've ever been at. I did get a text at 9:30 asking me to come into work early, so we left a little bit early. We left with like 2 minutes left in the fourth. At that point, I think the Ticats were up 35-32. Long story short, Ethan Rourke ends up getting the ball, goes down the field, scores a touchdown. Bills get the ball back with Ticats get the ball back with like 40 seconds left, go down the field, get a field goal, tie the game, goes to overtime. Ticats get the ball first, and Tim White, great receiver for the Ticats, fumbles, and then Ticats lose. But I think I might have Nick hooked on CFL. Shout out to the Ticats, though. They're playing unbelievable football.
Yeah.
Like, their defense needs to be improved. But yeah, like, it looks...
The Argos.
Fuck the Argos. God,
they're like 2-7 or 2-8 right now.
I hate the Argos.
Fuck the Argos.
Yeah, I hate the Argos. But yeah, that's about it for the NFL. It's more NFL kind of focused here. You're gonna jump over into the PGA as well. So Ryan, I think we went over. Go ahead if you want. Yeah, we're gonna have to pick for the championship too.
We'll have to do picks kind of throughout, and maybe that episode we're back, we can kind of give the picks that we have. We can't really do it right now, obviously, because the top 50 has yet to be announced. But right now, Fleetwood's up by 1 over JJ Spawn at 16 under. Spawn's at 16 or 15. Scheffler and Rose are at 14. Fleetwood's on hole 16. I'm pumped. So that's it. At the St. Jude at TPC Southwind, I had Scotty, Xander, and JT. I mean, Scotty, just as usual, 66, 67, 65. Ted Scott had to go home. Was it because of his daughter's graduation? Is that the reason?
That was last year. Last year, he had to leave the BMW. And the same caddy, Brad Payne, came in for Scotty. He's kind of one of Scotty's coaches, has caddy for him before, and works with Scotty and Ted Scott. No, he had to go home for personal reasons. Obviously, it's not really affecting Scotty that much. He's 2 under today, I think, or 3 under. So
apparently, he's doing all of his yardages though. Apparently, Brad Payne's strictly just carrying the bag.
Yeah, mental coach. Yeah.
Oh, Spawn's been dialed, dude. This guy, what a season for this fucking dude. Like, he's gonna be on the Ryder Cup team. He's had an unbelievable year. He's been Mr. Consistent. Good for him. And I mean, Jackson here kind of put in at the time the bubble of the top 50 because obviously top 50 gets to play in the BMW next week. As of now, it's
Fowler
47.
jumped.
Yeah, no, he finished good. He's I think top 6 right now. He's at 10 under. He's projected going into today. He was projected 64th, and now he was sitting 64th, and now he's projected 48. No, you're good. Yeah. So yeah, Tommy. Yeah, he a little aggressive on that one, but yeah, hopefully Tommy can finish one off. But yeah. Like Xander, I don't know what Xander sits before. He was at 45.
I think he's up there now. He's fine now.
Yeah, but just out, Spieth kind of had a chance, but he looks like he's gonna miss it. Johnny Vegas 49, Poston at 50. Yeah, I mean our picks are pretty good. You had Corey Connors, who I don't think had his best weekend. 1 over, 2 under, even. Justin Rose, I mean, talk about just turning back the clock. I mean, he's been great for the last few years, or at least his whole career. But Rose is tied for 3rd right now, 64, 66, 67. Lowry had a tough weekend. Yeah, I don't know. It's
it'll be interesting to see because, like, I think as of right now, you kind of got me.
Well, we have Scheffler and Rose who are tied. Yeah, let's look at the whole standings here.
Yeah, you definitely have me because of Xander.
I don't know how Xander's doing. Let's see.
Because JT finished like 6 under on the day, I think.
Let's see. So Xander's tied for 22nd. Tom is tied for 28th.
Yeah, you definitely got it.
How did Corey Connors is tied for 50th? Yeah, he shot 1 over today. Lowry 59th. He shot 1 over today. Yeah, he had a tough weekend. And then,
dude, I was so close to choosing JJ Spawn too.
You were. Yeah, yeah. So I think I got you. Unless Rose comes out and wins, I think just my depth, I think, kind of seals the deal.
Seals it, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I don't want Rose to win either.
What?
I don't want Rose to win. I want Fleetwood to win, but I want to win.
Yeah, let's just nestle this up for a good par here. Okay, so some meat left on that bone.
Damn, you're so far ahead of me. He hasn't even hit it yet. But yeah, overall, like, it was a great weekend of golf. I didn't really watch too much of it until today, and now I've watched literally from the start of it until, oh my God, they're showing all of his runner-up finishes.
I know. I can't, and it's just him just looking so depressed.
But yeah, I watched all of it today. It's been great golf. The BMW Championship's going to be good. Rory's going to be back. Huge. I'm pumped for it. I think I pick first because you took Scotty. So I'm going to go with Rory.
We're doing this right now?
Yeah, we might as well get into it.
Well, can we even pick the guys? We can.
Well, I mean, you're going to
get to tell you. Yeah.
You can pick the guys who you know. Anyone who is kind of not in that bubble.
Yeah.
Like, what, you're going to pick fucking JT Poston?
No. Yeah, I pick Scotty.
Okay. I I think for next year we're not going to have it so that if you
No, I like what your brother, we found out, like, what you can only pick a guy once.
yeah.
So you save the guys maybe for the playoffs. You can maybe first week you can pick like a Chris Kirk or a guy, a solid ball player, but you're okay with not picking him again. So
Yeah, so you got Scott.
I'm writing it down. Who do you got?
You know what? Give me JJ Spawn.
Fuck, I was gonna pick JJ Spawn.
Oh, Rose makes birdie. Damn, he's firing on the back nine.
I'm gonna take Cam Young here. I know early, but I he's obviously won last week, and he's top 5 right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right, I'll take Court.
Yeah, you will. I will finish it up with. You know what? He actually had a good. He hit the park putt. I know almost well. He had big.
Perfect.
I'm gonna pick Ludwig. He finished top 10 today. A lot better tournament. Probably his best showing in a while this season. Hopefully he's ramping it up for the playoff time. But yeah, I'm gonna take Ludwig.
Jesus, he just made that. On fucking Spawn makes birdie. Spawn makes birdie on 17.
Jesus Christ.
We might just have to stay on the podcast and watch the end of this.
I know. Yeah, so what we'll do is we drafted a BMW. Obviously, we'll talk about that. And we'll exchange when I'm in Europe. We'll maybe do our own little draft for the... Because after the BMW, it's just the Tour Championship, right? At East Lake?
It's after the BMW, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do some texting for that. But yeah, again, when I'm back we record on Labor Day, we'll give some week 1 locks, some sleeper picks. I do think maybe it's not. Maybe it's also because our lock of the weekend bet the farms are just atrocious to look at. I think we just have to archive it and start fresh for the season. Maybe we go season by season. You know what I mean? That was our 24-25 record. Absolutely horrendous. But now we can start week 1. And maybe we strictly do NFL. I think that's what we should probably do anyways. The most fun sport to bet on. I don't know about you, but I did do a lock of the week and bet the farm already.
My bet the farm already lost, so that's sick.
I'm looking very good already for mine. So I have Shohei. It's a Dodgers-Jays game. Let's see. I got Shohei a hit, which he already has a hit. Eric Lauer over 4.5 strikeouts. He's at 4, and I feel like he's still in the game. Bo Bichette a hit. He hasn't, but he's been a lock for a hit for a while. For my bet the farm, or that was 5 to win 30. For my bet the farm, I have Eric Glasnow over 5.5 strikeouts, and he just got a strikeout, which is huge. Eric Lauer under 4.5 strikeouts. He's at 4, so we'll see if he stays in the game. Mookie Betts a home run, Vladdy home run, and Shohei home run, which Shohei does have a home run, and that's $1 to win 130.
All right.
There you go.
I respect it.
So yeah, that's good. So this is going to be our last lock of the week bet the farm of the 24-25 season. As it sits right now, we are both 7-22. Jesus Christ.
It's horrible.
We are both 7-22 in our bet the farm. Jackson City doesn't want to count it. Go fuck yourself. I'm 1-25 and you're 0-26. How does it not count?
I don't know. I don't really care.
It was $1 to win me $100. How is that not?
All right, fine. Whatever.
Yeah, lick my balls.
You'd like that. My lock of the week, I took the Chargers over the Saints. This game's happening right now. Chargers are up 9-0. And then
preseason action?
Yeah, dude. I took the Titans over the Falcons for next Friday. And I took the Chiefs over the Seahawks next Friday as well. 5 to win 15. And I already lost my lock of the week, or my bet the farm. But literally everything else was going to hit except for one game. So that's sick.
All right, everyone. Well, we're going to tune off and watch the rest of this. I don't know if I want to hang on for 2 more holes. I kind of want to get the editing this bad boy.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I mean, you can kind of say this is the conclusion of our 24-25 season, basically our first ever season.
That's
and you know
huge.
what? There's definitely some growing pains, but I definitely feel we got a hang of it. Definitely making some groundwork, getting more subscribers. So we ended the season at 34 subscribers on YouTube and Spotify. Spotify is a little bit different. You don't really follow a lot on Spotify. It's not really a thing you do. It's kind of more for YouTube. We're at 20 on Spotify. TikTok, we're getting close to 400, which I think recently TikTok has been getting a lot more popular. Instagram, same thing. Even though off season's kind of coming to a close, I'd still like to get some interviews, get some guests on. I know you've been talking to some CFL players, which would be cool.
Yeah, it's tough because they're all in the middle of the season right now.
I know it is tough for them.
Damn.
Yeah, let's go in there.
I got so this is completely not sports related, but on my balcony we have like flower pots that hang on our balcony ledge, and I just bought, like, Taylor and I just went to Tara and bought new flowers probably like 2-3 weeks ago, and we had these doves in our old ones from last year. They laid like fucking 6 eggs, like they continued to come back and lay eggs, and I'm just noticing that they are back, and there is a nest, and they are laying eggs, and our flowers are dead.
Nice.
It's a great way to end the podcast. I'm so upset.
Great way to.
I'm so upset. I couldn't be more upset.
And one thing we can promise is in season 2, I think within our first 5 episodes of season 2, we will be doing it in person.
Yeah,
we keep holding it off. We can't week 1 because I think you're at your college when we're recording.
Yeah, I got my vacation.
We will. I'll do some test runs. I'd like to do that soon because I feel like that would be a lot of fun, and I think it'd be a lot more chaotic, which is perfect for us. So, heck of a season. I didn't really even want to treat it as a season 1 ending, but it kind of makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
Last 2 weeks of August, when we're back September 1st. I'm gonna have a fun time in Europe. It's gonna be hot as shit.
Yeah, fun.
But
it's gonna be hot as shit here, dude.
Yeah, I know. The heat here has been ridiculous. I'm sweating right now.
Dude,
in the basement.
Up north now, there's wildfires like fucking 10 kilometers away from my cottage.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. And now I'm on afternoons for the next fucking 2 weeks again.
Well, so season 2 is gonna be great. I kind of want to set a goal to like by the new year. By the new year, I would like to be at 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're at 34 now. I definitely think we can get to 100. I think we can get to more than that, but I don't want to say 1,000. I think that's crazy, but I think we can definitely get to 100 by the new year. That's kind of at least my goal.
Yeah, I think we definitely
can. And I think definitely some social media channel, like with the way TikTok's going, we're getting like a few a day.
Yeah, it's
which
huge.
Is pretty big. And Twitter's hard to get followers. But I still tweet and trash talk random people all the time. So maybe that's
the more we have for the NFL season, I think the bigger.
Get
people following us based off the fact that they hate my takes on football, which is fair.
Exactly.
But it is Bills till I die. Bills Mafia.
100%.
It is ridiculous. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait either. It's going to be a full season of Leafs and Bills being on this podcast is good and bad for our mental health, but I can't wait.
Horrible. Horrible for my mental health.
Heck of a season, episode 31. Go comment, like, subscribe on YouTube at Buds Mafia as well as Spotify, and go follow us on all of our other channels of X, Instagram, and TikTok. Let's get to 100 subscribers by the new year, maybe even more, but let's set that baseline now. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And we'll see you for the beginning of week 1 of the NFL and Jackson's AFC East and West predictions.
Cheers, brother.
Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it. Got it!